So this is a fridge comparison, an honest review, an in the field review, a test where one's going to be the victor and one's going to be the loser. Well, you'd have thought so. Who's the winner? Who's the loser? We have a SnoMaster 42 litre stainless steel fridge, solidly built, even got a little bottle opener on it. You get a remote control with it, tells you what's going on. I'm guessing that would be a little Bluetooth remote, but you can control it from the remote. Over here you have a generic Chinese plastic fridge with a fairly decent Chinese compressor in it, but one of these for the weekend was a glorified cool box, and the other one was a real disappointment. So the glorified cool box, unfortunately, was the SnoMaster. That I bought 6 years ago. It's got a 7-year guarantee on the compressor. Unfortunately, the compressor or the cooling system, I'm assuming it's the compressor, has failed. Maybe it's run out of gas, maybe it's got a leak, I don't know. But for fairly light use in it was a fairly roughy tufty vehicle, so it was right above the rear axle on a Defender 110 that did see some pretty rough terrain. But still, for the money, we're looking at a £700+ fridge versus a £450, I guess you can get that one for. I've covered up the name because the people that make it are a lovely bunch, really nice bunch of people, and they kindly sent it out for me to do a test on. Unfortunately, it's not done too well, so I'm not going to say who they are, but there are lots of fridges around like that with the same structure. And unfortunately the catch has failed on the top. My fault, I think. I actually let it go down. So you could argue I mistreated it, or I accidentally let go. But that's going to happen. It's going to happen. If it can't handle that one movement, then I wouldn't recommend it for overlanding. This one, you can drop that all day long. So unfortunately, this is a double disappointment. I was hoping to say that this new contender here, nice and cheap, made of plastic, not the end of the world, would be a winner. But unfortunately, the plastic has let it down. There's a combination of a metal pin into a plastic receiver on this handle that's really, it's just failed. It's come out. I tried my best to get it to go back in. I've been looking at it, trying to figure it out. Just doesn't want to know. If I was in a remote place, luckily I was at the where was I, the Bushcraft show. I got a special invite to the Bushcraft show because they're looking at doing an overland kind of crossover part of the show, so it wasn't exactly rough terrain or anything like that. It was just a very simple, straightforward field test, and unfortunately it's failed. So I can't be recommending these for overland. I'm going to speak to the company that supplies them and see what they've got to say. But yeah, so just a little bit of a disappointment with SnoMaster, and obviously a disappointment with the generic Chinese kind of fridge. This fridge was good, but I expected it to last a lot longer than it has done. I've reached out to SnoMaster, to their customer service department, to say, look, the compressor's gone within 6 years, what do we do? That was a week and a half ago. I've had nothing back. I will update if I get a response in the comments, but we're about a week and a half in now. We're just at the beginning of August, so yeah, nothing to report yet. Anyway, I'm going to go into a few more details about the two fridges. and yeah. So this is the SnoMaster Traveller series. When you get it, you get a lovely little coat for it with a silver reflective lining in it, which is okay. However, because it's a Traveller series, it's got a slightly thinner wall, and the fridge tends to sweat. And unfortunately, mine used to get really sweaty, and it used to go through, I don't know, through the seam somehow into the outside, and it just ended up like that. Absolutely horrible. Yeah, all mildew and damp. So yeah, just a shame, a real shame, unless I've been doing something wrong, which I'm pretty sure I haven't. But you know, if you're going to have a fridge, build it properly. Don't build it so it needs a jacket and then have condensation build up between the outside of the fridge and the jacket, 'cause it's never going to be totally efficient. Just build it thicker in the first place. So for that reason, I think the Traveller series, in my experience, has not proved to be the best idea for the reasons I've just shown you. That can go. So this is the remote for the fridge. Really good idea. Cracking. Got a solar panel on the back, so it doesn't need batteries. Well, it does need a battery. Talking of which, that particular battery has blown apart, as you can see, so that's no longer any use. So I don't know what to tell you. You know, SnoMaster in theory looks like a good product on paper, and I know a couple of my friends have got them and theirs are still going strong. So I don't know, what can I say? They've had a good experience, I've had a bad one. So with regard to comparing SnoMaster to a cheaper alternative, I kind of had a bit of a thought about plastic, and at the end of the day, there's plastic in this car. This is a 1993 car, and you know, plastics, it's still going strong, so it can't be the end of the world. However, two points of failure, I think, that where plastic shouldn't be involved. One is hinges, and the other one is catches. Most things that we take, you know, overlanding, are containers of one description or another, and they have a hinge and they have a catch. A bit like the pipe carrier I've got on the roof. It was a choice between, I think it was, oh God, what was it?
A few moments later.
It was a choice between Vanguard and Rhino, and you know, Vanguard had a fully stainless steel metal hinge, and Rhino had half plastic and half metal hinge, and reports were that hinge would fail quite regularly. So you know, it's kind of a big deal. With regard to this, it's such a shame, because it did a good job. I'm not too sure about the power consumption. Obviously Engel is the benchmark, SnoMaster are okay, but I'll put up the figures on the screen, Engel versus SnoMaster versus a generic one, and I think you'll see the difference. So yeah, unfortunately, I wish I could tell you to go out and buy either one of these two, but I can't. So the search continues. Help me, I need to know, what the hell, where do I go? How much do I spend? Is it worth it? Let me know, put some comments down if you can in the section below. I need to make a decision. I've got to get this build done. Not having a proper kitchen is absolutely doing my head in, and I need probably the fridge really to build around it. Any ideas on kitchens as well, please let me know. We're looking at possibly looking at a drifter pull out short kitchen. We can get them in the UK now via a distribution centre in Europe, but they seem to be landing at about £1,000. I've looked at the ARB option, that's interesting. Or is it a case of finding a custom fabricator that I don't know about? If you do know anything, please let me know. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. To see more like this, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.